Ladies and gentlemen, crazies and mental friends, I'm your host, the Spaceman. Welcome back to Grand Theft Auto Fix. As we know, Grand Theft Auto 6 is coming in just a very short amount of months, couple of weeks, couple moon cycles away. It's going to be coming out, right? Now, it's a lot of talk about how the mechanics are going to be and everything. As you may have seen, I've done a video about the rumors of how the online mechanisms are going to be and everything. But we're going to get to that. We're not going to get to experience that until down the road. So far, there's not even much word about, the online features at all. Hopefully, the third trailer goes into that, or we get gameplay, actual footage, even if it's story mode gameplay. We need something, right? But what we do know is the story mode, the main game, is coming November 19th. And I decided today to take a couple of hours just to look into a few things because there's something else that really caught my interest. And that was the mechanics of how the police wanted star system works. Like I heard a couple of things and I saw a couple of videos and it was just very interesting. It's like an overhaul and it's a very detailed thing that they're doing. It may be harder for the player to get away from cops, and we're going to get into why. So I decided to just dig and dig and dig and find any and everything that is currently known about how the police wanted levels in Grand Theft Auto 6 are going to be. All 5 of them, or maybe all 6 of them, right? We're going to get into it. So I took all the information, aggregated it, and I'm going to simplify it and break it down in a couple of minutes for you, right? So let's get right to it. Okay, the wanted system overhaul, right? And, I had them, put a couple of slideshows. The pictures are just, to give you a couple of visuals. They may not actually be from the game, obviously, and things like that. But the important part is the information, right? So the wanted system, they say, is going to be completely different. Let me make sure this is on the screen for you guys. All right, wanted system is said to be completely different, right? The core idea are no more magic cops just instantly knowing your location. They want to make it really immersive. They want to make it realistic, right? Fully realistic in the investigation system. Police, when you do a crime, police are going to be relying on witness reports, NPCs, probably AI enhanced NPCs that are around you that may have witnessed you do a crime and they pull this gadget out, right? CCTV footage, right? Probably like stoplight cameras, regular store CCTV footage, and the lights, right? Plus vehicle, plus suspect description. So there'll be people. We're gonna get into it a little later. They'll even be able to read your license plate, or have people that'll remember what your license plate said and stuff like that. So these are the things that's going to comprise, you getting them stars. Maybe, I don't know, right? And they say there's not going to be any instant response. Okay, the key changes is that crimes have to be reported first. So now there's a system in play. It's not like, just a magic thing. You do a crime, a star appears. They're actually making it more immersive and making it more realistic, where your acquisition of your stars or being wanted happens more naturally, right? So crimes got to be reported first. What that means the witnesses, the NPCs, they have to report it. They can call police. Witnesses could call the police. And then there's a dispatch timer that gives an escape window. That's interesting. Now, this is going to add strategy. You could escape before the police even arrive. And we're going to get into it. It depends on what neighborhood you're in, on the amount of time that you have to get away before the police arrive, right? I just want to look at this picture just to see if there's anything pertinent there. Nope, not really. It's just image related stuff, right? So there's going to be search zones and tracking. Police could create real search zones based on your last known location, and this can include the patrol route. So the patrol routes that the police cars normally go will be used to, formulate that radius that they're going to be searching you for, as well as helicopter sweeps. You're not escaping a circle, you're escaping a real manhunt, right? So they're going to actually have perimeters of search zones. Last seen here. So, all right, let's search this entire radius here and there and stuff like that, right? There's a profiling system. Wow. Police are going to remember everything. They're going to remember your clothes. They're going to remember your face and your appearance. Like I said earlier, your vehicle model, what car you were in, the license plate. If those NPC witnesses were able to give a description of your license plate, maybe a couple of numbers, maybe the whole thing, witnesses could tell the cops, how you look and everything, draw a sketch or whatever. They're going to have that in their details, and the the AI intelligence is going to actually make it where that plays a role into how much you're pursued, how wanted you are, and stuff like that, and your likelihood for escape, how many stars you get, right? So, similar to Grand Theft Auto 5, online anyway, I know, if you change outfits, it could help you escape. Some of you guys may know, if you have stars in GTA Online, and I don't know if it works with all stars, with 5 stars, but I know, for example, if you have like 3 stars and you go to appearance and you put a mask on, it'll go down to 2 stars. So a little tip, if any of you guys didn't know that, I don't know if it works with 4 stars or above, but I know 3 stars, putting a mask on will bring it down to 2. And of course, 2 stars will bring that down to 1 if you do that, right? So you could change outfits. You could switch vehicles. So switching vehicles will play a role in, how much you're going to be able to be apprehended. Because, hey, you have a different license plate, different car. So that makes sense. And just altering your appearance in general, if you alter your appearance, right? There's going to be witness interaction. This is the part I really like, right? We'll be able to bribe witnesses, right? We'll be able to intimidate witnesses, right? We will be able to stop the call before the dispatch. So let's say someone sees us doing a crime before, maybe they have their phone out or whatever. You could go up to them, punch them in the face, or point a gun at them or something, and they just drop the phone, right? And that's going to prevent them from calling the police, meaning no police, meaning no stars, right? So that's cool. That's a nice touch. I like that, right? They're saying that the police are going to be very smart. It's going to be smart police AI. They're going to be using advanced tactics. They're going to have roadblocks. They're bringing back the spike strips. I forget if Grand Theft Auto 5 story mode did this, but I know the older story games, I don't even remember if 4 did it, but I think like Vice City or some games around then, they did this. Like if you have a lot of stars, they'll roll out the spike strips so your car could just, get messed up and everything. They'll have flanking maneuvers. So the AI is going to be intelligent enough to have cops coordinate their pursuit, like where they're going to flank you. So if one cop sees you in front of them, he's chasing you this way. Sir, over there, from the northeast, I need you at 6 o'clock to get him. He's going in this direction. So they can actually flank you. So if they know you're going this way, they'll communicate with another car. The AI is going to be that advanced where that car can then coordinate with that other car and try to cut you off at the pass and just hit you from different angles and vantage points and everything, right? They're even going to have hidden ambushes. So you might think you're good. Now, hidden ambushes sounds to me like you won't even see them on the map. Otherwise, will they be that much hidden? Because like Grand Theft Auto 5, for example, you could see the blips on the map. The maps could tell you everything. Like when you have to escape cops, all you got to do is escape that cone of vision of both the helicopters and the ground vehicles, and you could just maneuver and get away. But if they're saying they're going to do hidden ambushes, I'm willing to bet that what they're saying is you won't even be able to see them on the map, hence they're hidden, right? Police now are going to think strategically. Now, here's the wanted levels breakdown. These are the things that will get you these stars, these wanted levels. 1 to 2 stars will bring, or this is what will bring the types of police it will bring, 1 to 2 stars will bring the local police, and it'll result in a basic arrest. 3 to 4 stars, SWAT units come out, helicopters come out, and they unroll those spike strips for you if you're still in a land vehicle trying to get away. 5 stars brings the federal agents, the FIB equivalent. The big boys come out, right? And then there's the rumored return of the 6 stars, which will then deploy the military. It'll bring out the tanks. It'll bring out the jets. And I found this so interesting. It will enact full martial law. So now your entire neighborhood or the perimeter of where they're searching you, probably the entire city is now affected under martial law because they're trying to get your behind or your girl's behind or both of y'all. Jason or Lucy and or Lucia, right? They'll actually enact martial law. That was an interesting one when I found that out, right? Now here's some Extreme Pursuit 6-star details. Again, the 6 stars is rumored, but these are the details that go alongside this rumored return of the 6 stars. New high-level features like canine scent tracking. So they'll have the dog sniffing things, probably be able to sniff out where you've been. So, I mean, you could be long gone from there, but they'll be looking for clues and the dogs can sniff you out. The scent of smell is now against you with 6 stars. Military mobilization delay. Civilian streets will be cleared. Remember, martial law, they're affecting everybody now. Hey, civilians, get off the street, go home. Civilian streets are cleared. They're looking for you. Full war zone conditions. That's what 6 stars is rumored to enact. Now, there's a dual protagonist system. This was also really interesting. Here's some changing mechanics. Okay, it says you should be able to switch between characters instantly. No surprise, we saw that in Grand Theft Auto 5. The 3 protagonists, once you have them unlocked, you could often switch between all of them. Not necessarily all the time, but a lot of times, right? If you're together, with your significant other, one could drive, one could shoot. So you could be driving, she could be shooting if you're the guy or whatever, or the cops or whomever, and then you're like, she might not be doing a good enough job, or you have like precise aim. So you know what? You just switch. You put her behind the wheel, you go back, you start shooting and everything. You can just switch between your characters. You can create distractions. That's interesting, right? You could rescue a trapped partner. So Lucia can now rescue Jason if he's in a jam and they're together and everything. Tactical gameplay like never before is what we are expected to see in Grand Theft Auto 6. Now here's the neighborhood impact. Is this the one? Oh yeah, this is the one that really, I won't say struck a chord, but I found it very interesting and yes, very realistic. Wealth depends on the speed of response by police. In the rich areas, you get a fast response and there's heavy surveillance. So it'll be harder to even do crimes there. More CCTVs, more street cameras, or all of the street cameras will work or stuff like that, right? So it'll be harder to do a crime because there's heavy surveillance. And then if you do a crime, they're going to be on you quick. Those stars are going to start racking up real fast, depending on how you move if you don't get up out of there, right? In the poor or rural areas, just like in real life, it's going to be a slower response. It's going to be less reporting. I'm willing to bet some of the cameras are going to be there for show. They don't even work. the Leonida has not, or Vice City or wherever, government funds have not invested in those rural areas to keep their civilians as protected as, the affluent areas of the city and of the state. Interesting. Vehicle fuel system. There's some new risks that this vehicle fuel system is going to bring about, right? All right, your fuel could run out. You got to hit a gas station. You got to stop to refuel. But now the gas stations are danger zones because you're wanted. But here's another thing, similar to the dogs being able to track you out. If your car is damaged and you have like a fuel leak, now it's going to leave a trail for the police. So even that is working against you. If they done shot up your car, your car's leaking, you're trying to get away, oh, you better get in another car because you just led them a nice gas trail that they could find you that way now, right? Now, here's some other interesting details about the economy system, things that you can steal, how to get your money up, the fast way, the ski mask way, right? They say there's no instant cash, but you could loot physical items like jewelry, phones, and electronics. And you'll be able to sell these things to fences. You'll be able to store them, I believe, in safe houses. And if you get arrested, you're going to lose everything. Right? Now, if you do get jammed up and you do get caught, you're in the prison and the legal system, even that is immersive. It's not as just simple as you respawn and you're just back out on the street. No, they have a whole new engaging way of how that's going to go down. There's, I think, three ways you could get out of the jam. Because when you're arrested, there's going to be a real booking process. They're going to confiscate your items. And there's going to even be a bail system. So your options will be to either pay the bail. This was interesting. You could wait for your sentencing, or you could break out, or have, your partner help break you out. Very interesting. Weapon confiscation and recovery, the new system. Weapons are going to be stored in the evidence locker, right? These are weapons that are confiscated from you if or when you get arrested. And there's going to be corrupt gunsmiths that you'll be able to buy them back from, that have a little working a little deal with their local police department where they'll be able to get your guns back for a price. They said it's going to be expensive, but it is possible. So your guns could get confiscated. No more. You don't have them, right? But you could get them back. I guess you could also break in the evidence locker yourself, I'm willing to bet. But if you don't do that, you could find some corrupt gunsmiths and buy them back for a hefty price, right? This is the one I really, really liked. And I heard about this in general, just how social media and everything is going to be a huge part. We've seen it in the trailers where they're showing like YouTube-ish videos of people pulling out their phones, showing the crimes and everything like that. I thought that was cool. I think that happened in trailer 1, right? Well, it's more than just show. It's going to be immersive into the criminal aspect of things, right? Your crimes can go viral. NPCs, AI-enhanced NPCs will be able to record you, right? They pull this thing out right here. Might even pull this bad boy out. And they'll start recording you when you punch that 89-year-old lady in the face and took her pocketbook. Don't do that. In the game, yeah, but not in real life, right? They're going to record you, and they say it can get uploaded instantly. So does that mean they're going to have some system where you could actually see your crimes on the internet, on whatever Leonida or the game universe's equivalent to YouTube is? Like you be So they'll be uploaded instantly so everyone can see it, right? This is going to, of course, increase recognition. It's going to increase the public reaction. So now your face, you got a face card for doing foul stuff. You're known around the town. They saw you on whatever their YouTube is, right? You get wanted posters on TV. Now you're on the news. Now they got your dumb ass. Your picture all up on TV and the internet. Man, it's looking bad for you right now. What you gonna do? What are any of us gonna do? This ain't the standard, just, hey, you get stars and call Lester and it's gone. No way. Right? So, to summarize it, right? Wanted levels are now going to be a strategy to get rid of. It's going to be more about survival, and it's going to be way more realistic. It's no longer about just escaping fast. It's about outsmarting the system. And then, the AI is so helpful. They told me scripts to write under it, to say under it. I don't use that. I freestyle it. I just wanted to put the information together and give it to you. I actually have another presentation that is going to go over basically the same thing, but I just want to do it from another vantage point just to make sure I'm as thorough as possible, with what I'm telling you guys, right? So let's see. Let's get to that one. So yeah, let me know in the comments what you think of all of this, right? So how Rockstar replaced formulaic teleporting awareness with physical investigative profiling, AI memory cooldowns, and tactical coordination, right? So these are the key investigative mechanics. Witness dispatch timers, no immediate spawns. Bystanders must physically access mobile devices to contact 911. A countdown HUD interface logs the witness status, providing a window to escape before units arrive. Yeah, see, that's what I read. I'm glad that this piece of information is going into better detail because the other one kind of just brushed it over. So apparently, right, you do a crime. There's going to be a window of time. So I guess it'll be like somewhere on the screen. It'll show the countdown on the HUD of how much time you have to get away, to intimidate the witness so they don't call the police or do whatever you have to do to, prevent that drama, right? So there's going to be an actual interface on the HUD, on the screen itself, of a countdown of how much time you have to remedy the situation, right? Dynamic search perimeters. Pursuits operate within locked regional zones, centered on last known coordinates. Police patrol routes and helicopter sweeps adapt in real time to locate the target within this territory. Rehashing, we're going over that. We already covered that, really. Suspect recognition. Cops develop specific files logging character model traits, active clothing, mask types, vehicle makes, license plates, tracking every detail after breaking visual detection. Evasion and avoidance. I don't know what Gordon. What are you doing, man? I didn't tell you. What's Gordon? I don't know. All right, breaking visual arrays. Shedding wanted stars requires physical altering. Changing your outfit. Donning bandanas or transitioning getaway vehicle resets. Getaway vehicles is going to reset the recognition array cleanly. So there's a whole. They even have a name for it. The recognition array. Similar to GTA 5, but you can't just change a mask. It's going to be a lot more elaborate than that. You got to change a vehicle, change a shirt. You know what I'm saying? Do something like that. Eyewitness suppression. As we said, NPC reports can be preemptively disrupted. Intimidating, bribing, or physically suppressing witness assets prevents reports from hitting dispatcher networks within that timer. Remember, there's actually going to be a timer that we're going to be able to see in order to do that. Threat matrix escalation. Remember, this is a rumor that is going to be 6 stars. Again, 1, give it to you more visual. 1 to 2 stars is a local response, local patrols. 3 to 4 brings out the SWAT and the spikes. 5 brings the FIB, the armored FIB. And 6 is all out martial law. The Underworld loot economy. Here's a detailed breakdown of the physical contraband cycle, hidden vehicle stash systems, and safe house fencing mechanics in Leonida. The illicit economies and asset risk. Physical contraband mechanics. Instead of instant cash conversions, player-acquired jewelry, luxury assets, and hardware must be physically stored somewhere, like at a safe house, right? Vehicles can be custom upgraded with hidden trunk stashes and integrated weapon lockers to shield items during routine street stops. That's cool. I'm glad I'm looking at this because the other one didn't cover that, right? So you'll have stash spots in your car where you could hide the loot that you just stole and just hide your weapons and everything. So if you just stop by the police, maybe even if you're speeding, who knows? Maybe speeding will probably even get you, at least stop by the police, license and registration, all of that stuff, right? The safe house fence system. Getting busted permanently forfeits unfenced items. Players must transport stashed goods safely to underground fence hubs, such as Jason's garage safe house in the Leonida Keys, to a clean exchange of hot assets for spendable money. Say that one again. Players must transport stashed goods safely to underground fence hubs, such as Jason's garage safe house in the Leonida Keys, to clean and exchange hot assets for spendable money. So it's not as simple as just getting the cash. There's a whole system. You grab goods, you got to fence them, and that's how you accrue cash, the the offensive way. Tactical threat matrix. Cordon, I don't know what that is. Star National Guard. See, I looked at this before. I'm not quite sure what they're saying. We're going to skip that. But this is just basically going about the threat matrix. If you got 5 stars, what they bring out to get you. If you got 6 stars, what they bring out. I mean, martial law, full military units, National Guard, their equivalent of that. Tanks, attack choppers, military jets. Again, sent trafficking K9 squads, right? Roadblocks, clear traffic, tear gas, and surrender demands. 5 stars brings out FIB tactical teams, armored SUVs, helicopters, and still spike strips, CCTV, basic witnessing reporting, that's the tracking method, and environmental shifts, local roadblocks, standard crowds. Okay. Dual-protagonist chase tactics. This is cool. This is where having a teammate works, right? The character swap pivot. Real-time protagonist swapping opens unique tactics. You can hand escape driving duties to the AI, switching to passenger control to target police pursuits with heavy weapons, or swap to draw heat away from a cornered partner. Kind of what I was saying before. You're driving, she's shooting switch rolls. Now you get at the gun and you get them, right? The search paradox loophole. Since dispatch tracks specific facial and vehicle descriptors, getting Lucia trapped in an active search zone allows you to swap to Jason on the outside of that that search zone, right? Because he is unidentified. So Jason could scout road blockades and pave a getaway route. That's pretty cool. That is very cool. So if one of you guys has some stars, let's say one of you got 3, 4, maybe even 5 stars or more, maybe even all the way 6. If Lucia is in a jam and they're looking for her, but Jason isn't, Jason is out of that perimeter of where they're searching, then Jason could aid Lucia to help her get away. I'll read it again. Right? Getting Lucia trapped in an active search zone. She's within this search zone that they're looking for her. You're Jason. Now you could go to Jason. If you're playing as Lucia, you could swap to Jason, who's outside of that search zone, because he is unidentified. So Jason could scout road blockades. He could tell Lucia, call her up or whatever, these are where the blockades are, and pave a getaway route. That's cool. So I guess, are they saying that he could like put it on the map? He could like, like in like football plays, like he could actually map out where she's going to go and then switch back to her. And now that she knows this is the route to go, she'll follow that route because there aren't blockades. That's good stuff. Dispatch latency and wealth divide. It's a little diagram of what I was saying earlier, a chart. So the high wealth districts, like Vice Beach, the cops are going to come in like 30 seconds. Standard suburbs, Hamlet, let's say the middle class areas, are coming in 90 seconds. Rural zones, the rural zones, the poor areas, 240 seconds it'll take for the police to respond to something. Significant dispatch log. Response times are dynamically dictated by socioeconomic wealth. High wealth districts feature denser CCTV networks and fast-acting tactical interceptors, while the rural areas experience a severe lag. Like real life. Fuel exhaustion and tank punctures, like we were saying earlier. Active refueling loops. Vehicles are going to require fuel tracking. High-speed, heavy throttle pursuits deplete fuel tanks rapidly. Demanding tactical gas station stops to complete statewide runs. So they're saying, like, yeah, if you're really on the run, you're going to need to refuel your car. It's like the whole idea of needing to refuel your car, even that's new. I mean, you could ride on forever in GTA 5 when the cops are after you, right? Leak degradation trails, like I said, gunfire or severe bumper damage punctures the gas tanks. Escaping fuel leaves the visual road trails for canine tracking assets and triggers rapid engine decay. So if your fuel is leaking, again, you got a trail that the cops in the doors could sniff you out and follow you, right? The high-tech auto theft. Stealing modern supercars? This is another cool one. You can't just break into like the top tier cars, right? Stealing modern supercars requires specific hacker software to override security trackers, because they're going to be like, protected by Vipers, stand back. You can't just get in them like a lemon, right? Smashed glass alerts if you smash the glass, it's going to alert nearby civilian sensors instantly. But they're saying you're going to have to put in a lot more work if you want to steal a supercar, a high-end car. Real-time judicial system, as we were talking about, correctional facility processing. Your illegal gear and contraband, it gets confiscated. There's a dynamic bail scaling bail system. So they're going to have a bail mechanic where you could be bailed out depending on the severity of the crime, will dictate how much the bail costs. Free partner buyout activities. Oh, so earn bail. So even if you need to earn the bail, I guess your partner could do stuff to get the money up, I think. Tactical breakouts. Ooh. So they're saying, it looks like what they're saying is you immediately get 6 stars, or 5 if there isn't going to be any 6 stars, but you get the top amount of stars if you try to break out. You guys in the comments, tell me what that looks like. It says tactical breakouts, in parentheses, immediate 6 stars, and then it says prison raid. I forgot from the notes, but it looks like what they're saying is that you get an automatic 6 stars for trying to break out. That would kind of make sense. Weapon retrieval and cleanups. Evidence locker corruption. Confiscated gear isn't gone forever. Corrupt black market gunsmiths could bribe police precinct evidence clerks to slide your custom built weapons out, delivering them safely to safe house stashes. As we said, serial number grinding. Interesting. Field robbed weapons feature intact registration markings. Using dirty guns multiplies the wanted severity during frisk stops. Oh, wow. Gunsmith fees cleanly scratch numbers to prevent legal tracking. Wow. So when you're buying guns, now it's not as simple as you just buy a gun, you're good. For a little more money or a lot more money or whatever, they'll get rid of the serial number for you if you buy like a dirty gun. Because if you get stopped and frisked by police and they find a gun on you, if it's dirty, you're going to have a more severe wanted level than if it's clean or cleaner. Very, very interesting detail. I like that. Media tracking life cycle. As we said, social media broadcasts. NPCs are going to record offenses. They're going to upload it in real time on the social apps, right? Prompting local suspect description updates. So the locals around you, they're going to be able to remember your face. They just saw you a couple minutes ago on, their version of the gram or whatever, TikTok, whatever they got. Breaking news alerts. Major escapades are going to trigger breaking television broadcasts. Breaking news. Mugshots are displayed statewide, temporarily locking regional shops. So regional shops will even be on lockdown as they're trying to find you. Public perception is going to shift. Depending on legal strategies, poorer neighborhoods might shelter you. Oh, so they're saying even though the cops aren't going to be able to get to you. You can do crimes a lot better there. In addition to that, the locals might even, if they like you or whatever, they might even shelter you. They might even protect you. And this can offer, they might shelter you, offering selfie requests or misleading pursuit blocks. Let me read that again. Depending on legal strategies, poorer neighborhoods might shelter you, offering selfie requests or misleading pursuit blocks. What does that mean? If you take a selfie with the locals, they'll say, hey, you're my friend now. We just took a selfie here. Let me hide you from this murder you just did. I'm not quite sure what that means. But the general idea is if you're in the hood, you have a better chance of the locals just helping you out, right? Crime syndicate contracts. Proving tactical reliability. So if you prove that you're reliable, with your tactics, with your guns or whatever, or strategies or whatever, proving tactical reliability unlocks highly paid smuggler loops. Cartels refuse to contract law threat safe actors. Cartels refuse to contract low threat safe actors. Oh, so getting, in order to get like contracts, jobs you could do from like cartels, from big criminal organizations, if you're proven to be somebody that gets busy, you're reliable with your crime, it will then unlock paid smuggler loops. I guess being able to be a paid smuggler, being able to do jobs for certain criminal cartels, because cartels refuse to give contracts to low threats, to scrubs, to people that, aren't really doing anything, to the safe guys, So if you get busy in the streets and you got a name for yourself, you'll get better contracts from the crime syndicate cartels. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Will you survive? Will the realism of the refueling loops, the dynamic neighborhoods, and scent tracking K9 units enhance the escape experience or make criminality too difficult? There you have it, guys. That's everything I found out. Every bit of details that I was able to find. Took a little bit of time about the criminal wanted system that we are to expect in Grand Theft Auto 6. Tell me, guys, what you think of it. What do you think they could improve on? Anything I said that you have ideas that, maybe I interpreted it different, or things that you think will also accompany it. Just give me your opinions, what you think about that. I think it's good. Like I'm a little more excited for story mode now. I'm not going to front. Like I'm an online fan. I love the online. But with this much immersion and everything like that, and this much attention to detail with the criminal system, I'm starting to get open for this game. Absolutely. So you guys tell me what you think in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. Your man, Spaceman. I will catch y'all very soon. Peace.